Ladies and gentlemen, Delhi is smogged out for a fifth straight day today, which means that it's a gas chamber where children, the elderly, the asthmatic are going through pure hell. Doctors will tell you that ICUs are filling up. Everyone in Delhi will tell you they are unwell. If you don't trust me, you can call up anyone you know in Delhi. Just ask them and they'll tell you. To give you some perspective, the air in Delhi right now is such that it is like smoking 30 cigarettes a day. So you could be a non-smoker in the national capital, but right now you're smoking 30 cigarettes a day. My heart is really going out to the Bangladeshi and Sri Lankan cricket teams who are braving it out in Delhi's Firoz Shah Kotla grounds. The ICC should have shown some mercy and cancelled this match. Children in the capital have been asked not to play out. Schools have been shut. And yes, the odd and even scheme is back. All band-aid measures that may or may not mitigate the current crisis, but they will do absolutely nothing to actually kill pollution in the city. I call these smoke screen solutions, and we'll talk about them in just a bit. First, let me give you some details on the odd and even scheme. It will kick in post-Diwali on November 13th and continue till November 20th. This is because, according to Delhi's Environment Minister, things will get much worse post-Diwali. How much worse is the question? Any case, AQI will remain in the severe category for the next 2 days. That is the prediction. Essentially, Delhi is on its way to break a 17-year record of maximum severe days at a stretch. It right now stands at 7, ladies and gentlemen. Listen in to Delhi's Environment Minister.
ये संभावना दिख रही है कि दिवाली के बाद प्रदूषण का स्तर बढ़ सकता है। उसको देखते हुए दिल्ली के अंदर दिवाली के अगले दिन 13 नवंबर से 20 नवंबर तक एक हफ्ते का जो है वो ऑड इवन फार्मूला जो है वो दिल्ली में जो है लागू किया जाएगा। ये 13 दिवाली के अगले दिन 13 नवंबर से शुरू होगा और 20 तारीख तक वो चलेगा। उस एक सप्ताह के ऑड इवन की समीक्षा करके उस समय जो प्रदूषण की स्थिति होगी उसकी समीक्षा करके फिर आगे का निर्णय लिया जाएगा। ऑड इवन के दौरान ऑड वाले दिन 1 नंबर, 3 नंबर, 5 नंबर, 7 नंबर और 9 नंबर लास्ट जो नंबर होते हैं गाड़ी के उसमें, जिसके लास्ट में 1 है, 3 है, 5 है, 7 है, 9 है, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 ये ऑड वाले दिन गाड़ियां चलेंगी। और उसके साथ साथ इवन वाले दिन 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 लास्ट डिजिट्स के नंबर की गाड़ियां सड़कों पर चलेंगी।
Of course, who all will be exempted from the odd and even scheme is something that will be decided in a meeting tomorrow, and therein lies the problem. There are so many exemptions in the odd and even scheme that by the end of it, it becomes counterproductive because half the city is exempted. Now, as the capital continues to choke, the Aam Aadmi Party has blamed its neighbors, Uttar Pradesh and Haryana, for the pollution crisis. Listen in.
दिल्ली सीएनजी की बस सड़क पे दौड़ा रहा है, लेकिन डीजल की बसें आज भी भाजपा की सरकारें दौड़ा रही हैं, उसका मार दिल्ली झेल रहा है। दिल्ली के अंदर जनरेटर सेट नहीं है, लेकिन पूरे यूपी और हरियाणा के अंदर जनरेटर सेट के धुओं की मार दिल्ली झेल रहा है। दिल्ली के अंदर जो काम हुए हैं, अगर भाजपा के लोग इसी समय जो काम चल रहे हैं ना उतना ही काम कर दें तो उससे भी दिल्ली की काफी भला हो जाएगा।
Okay, so Gopal Rai is blaming Uttar Pradesh and Haryana that are run by the BJP. But is he going soft on Punjab, a state that is run by the Aam Aadmi Party? Because if you look at the figures from today, and let's put that graphic out, this is data that we've collected from today, and this is government data, mind you. 27% of Delhi's pollution today is courtesy stubble burning. And Punjab is the big violator with 3,000 active farm fires. And in Punjab, which is the #1 district when it comes to farm fires, it's the district of Sangrur, which is, of course, the Chief Minister's constituency. Of course, farm fires are episodic contributors, but right now they are the big villains replacing vehicular pollution. But facts don't really matter to politicians. Listen into what they said.
CHUM के आंकड़े भी दिखाते हैं कि पंजाब में इस बार अभी तक पिछले साल के मुकाबले 50 to 67% पराली कम जली है। जो पराली पंजाब में अभी जल रही है वो यहाँ से 500 किलोमीटर दूर है, और जो पराली हरियाणा में जल रही है वो यहाँ से करीब 100 किलोमीटर दूर है। दिल्ली के सबसे करीब राज्य हरियाणा है, तो जरूरी है कि समीक्षा की जानी चाहिए कि 2014 से खट्टर सरकार ने प्रदूषण को लेकर हरियाणा में क्या स्टेप्स उठाए।
ये जानबूझ के पंजाब को एक सोची समझी साजिश के तहत बीजेपी पंजाब को बदनाम कर रही है, बल्कि जहां उनकी सरकारें हैं, चाहे उत्तर प्रदेश और हरियाणा, वहां सबसे बड़े स्तर पे पराली को आग लगाई जा रही है। सबसे पहले उनके खिलाफ एक्शन लेना चाहिए। पंजाब में डिक्लाइन हुई है, पंजाब में कम हुई है। हमारे जितने ऑफिसर साहबान हैं, हमारी पूरी सरकार पराली को आग लगाने के मामलों के लगातार हमने नजर रखी है। हम लगातार उसको कम कर रहे हैं। वहां बढ़ कहां रहे हैं? हरियाणा में बढ़ रहे हैं। बढ़ कहां रहे हैं? यूपी में बढ़ रहे हैं और अन्य राज्यों में बढ़ रहे हैं। वहां पे अब ज्यादा से ज्यादा धान की फसल होने लगी है। अब पंजाब में तो हम तो डाइवर्सिफिकेशन की ओर बढ़ रहे हैं। पंजाब तो डाइवर्सिफिकेशन की ओर बढ़ रहा है। हम तो ये इस फसल से किसानों को प्रेरित कर रहे हैं कि धान की फसल कम बो और जितनी भी दूसरी फसलें उनको बो। उसके लिए तो हम सब्सिडी दे रहे हैं।
50 करोड़ रुपए पिछले 2 सालों में आपने इंजन ऑफ और लाइट ऑन पे खर्च कर दिए, लेकिन उस 50 करोड़ को प्रचार की बजाय अगर आपने प्रदूषण रोकने के उपाय किए होते तो अरविंद केजरीवाल आपको ये दिल्ली पर एक और प्रतिबंध नहीं लगाना पड़ता। पंजाब में केंद्र सरकार ने पराली मशीन्स 1,04,000 से ज़्यादा दी हैं, लेकिन आपकी सरकार पंजाब में उसका वितरण नहीं कर पाती। अगर आप ईमानदार हैं तो एक बार पंजाब सरकार का ऑडिट करवा लीजिए, पता चल जाएगा कि कितना बड़ा घोटाला उसमें भी किया गया है। आपने दिल्ली की जनता को मजबूर कर दिया कि हम आप पे प्रतिबंध लगाते जाएंगे और आप घर पे बैठिए, क्योंकि मैं अरविंद केजरीवाल दिल्ली में प्रदूषण रोकने में फेल हुआ हूँ।
सच ये है कि ऑड इवन और गाड़ी ऑन, रेड लाइट ऑन, गाड़ी ऑफ का जो कैंपेन था उस पर आपने 50 करोड़ रुपए खर्च कर दिए थे। ये सच्चाई है दिल्ली की। आपके पास कोई लॉन्ग टर्म प्लानिंग नहीं है प्रदूषण दूर करने की। आपको मालूम है कि इस बार जो दिल्ली का पॉल्यूशन है वो पंजाब की पराली से आ रहा है। जानबूझकर आप पंजाब को तलब नहीं कर रहे, क्योंकि पंजाब में सरकार भगवंत मान की आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार है। असली कारण सिर्फ और सिर्फ दिल्ली का प्रदूषण का कारण पराली है। आज जो कल प्रदूषण का जो पराली का जो आया था, 3,200 से ऊपर मामले आए थे पराली के, क्योंकि हरियाणा में सिर्फ 150 मामले थे। आज सच्चाई ये है 10 गुना ज्यादा मामले हरियाणा से पंजाब से आ रहे हैं, लेकिन आप पंजाब के मुख्यमंत्री को तलब नहीं करेंगे।
Okay, you've heard the bickering of netas. Now listen in to Delhi's citizens who are actually having to deal with this toxic air.
ऑक्सीजन लेवल सब कुछ प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, लेकिन इसका सॉल्यूशन ये है कि आप डेली कम से कम घर में अगर बाहर नहीं आ सकते तो मेडिटेशन कीजिए।
What do you want me to say? Everybody is suffering. Who do we blame? We can only blame our government for it, nothing else. They are neglecting the whole thing. Nobody is doing any action on it.
We don't have any option. Then we come to here and the sun is coming. Then we started yoga and exercise, some breathing exercise.
कुछ दिन पहले न्यूज़ पढ़ रहा था, बच्चों की चाइल्ड डेथ बहुत ज़्यादा हो रही है और सरकार चाहे तो इस पर कंट्रोल कर सकती है।
All political peoples are just spoiling the Delhi. जहाँ जितना दिल्ली में स्लम बना दिएगा, क्या करेगा? नेचुरली थोड़ी सी आंखों में जलन है, ब्रीथिंग में थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम होती है।
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard some elderly people in the national capital speaking to the camera. My colleague Isha also spoke to the mother of a 5-year-old who's struggling with respiratory issues. Her doctor has only one advice for her: leave town. Listen in.
Let us try to understand what they're feeling and their plight. What has been happening, ma'am?
Hi, so he has cold and cough since 1.5 months, and it was not getting any better. So we went to the doctor, and the doctor told him that it's due to the pollution. We had everything done, the x-rays and everything. He said that it's bronchitis due to the pollution. And the same case is with me. I have sore throat since 1 week and it's not getting any better. And we were even planning to leave Delhi for some time because, as doctor suggested, he would get better somewhere else.
आप बताओ, आपको सांस लेने में दिक्कत हो रही है?
हाँ।
क्या फील क्या होता है? सर्दी होती है?
हाँ, सर्दी होता है और खांसी भी होता है।
और सांस लेने में
थोड़ा बहुत दिक्कत होता है, बार बार सर्दी आ जाती है, बार बार खांसी आ जाता है।
Now, ladies and gentlemen, because Delhi is the capital of India, we tend to focus a lot on it. But fact is, it's not just Delhi that is breathless. The entire North India is. Trust me, Delhi is not even the worst right now in India. Bhiwandi in Rajasthan is. Followed by Fatehabad, which is in Haryana. Greater Noida in Uttar Pradesh is almost as bad as Delhi, and so is Sonipat in Haryana. Now, this is data, and let's put that data back again. This is data from the government of India. This is data from the Central Pollution Control Board. And the point I'm trying to make is, just concentrating on Delhi's air and ignoring the air around it in Haryana or in Uttar Pradesh or in Punjab, that will simply not help. You will have to take steps to clean up the entire air shed of North India. Just take a look at some pictures that we got from the iconic Taj Mahal today. Let's put those pictures out. Taj Mahal, unfortunately, looked like this. It didn't look like anything, actually. There it is. From world over, people come to India in the winter season to see the Monument of Love. This is what they got today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what they got today. That's the Taj Mahal behind a whale, a white whale. A shrouded Taj Mahal and a breathless trip for most tourists who had turned up in Agra today. Just listen into them.
सर, ताज देखने तो आए, 1 घंटे से वेट कर रहे हैं, कुछ नहीं दिख रहा, धुंध दिख रहा है। तो आगरा के लोगों और दिल्ली के लोगों को ये चाहिए ना, सबसे पहले तो यमुना नदी की साफ सफाई का ध्यान रखें और इंडस्ट्रियों को भी ध्यान रखना चाहिए कि पोल्यूशन थोड़ा कम करें, उसमें डंप कम करें, ताकि ये जो फॉग हो रहा है ना थोड़ा सही है, तो हम लोग भी व्यू पॉइंट का मजा ले पाए।
ताजमहल देखने आई, लेकिन ये जो स्मॉग है, फॉग है, क्या बोल सकते हैं, सब कुछ खत्म हो गया है। जो देखने आए उसका कोई फायदा नहीं हुआ है।
My guest this evening, Neoma Gupta, spokesperson of the Delhi BJP, joining us on the broadcast. Parvinder Singh Sethi is a political analyst, will be speaking on behalf of the Aam Aadmi Party. As always, the Aam Aadmi Party was sent an invite to be part of the show. They declined to come. Vimlendu Jha is an environmentalist, and Kanak Gupta is co-founder from My Right to Breathe. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us. Neoma Gupta, should I start with you or should I start with Parvinder Singh Sethi, who will be batting on behalf of the Aam Aadmi Party? Maybe I should start with Mr. Sethi. Parvinder ji, पूरे साल सोएंगे आपकी सरकार, तो यही तो होगा। पूरे साल तो कुछ करते नहीं है। नवंबर आता है तो सडनली हमको आप अपनी स्प्रिंकलर की मशीन्स दिखा देते हैं दिल्ली में। सडनली हमको बता देते हैं कि देखो स्मोक टार्स हमने कितने लगा रखे हैं। हम सबको पता है दीज आर ऑल स्मोक स्क्रीन सॉल्यूशंस, इनसे कुछ नहीं होने वाला है। लेकिन हर साल आप दिल्ली का बेवकूफ बनाते हैं, कब तक चलेगा?
बहुत सीरियस इशू है और इसके ऊपर चाहे दिल्ली सरकार की बड़ी जिम्मेवारी है, सेंट्रल सरकार की बड़ी जिम्मेवारी है और देश की, दिल्ली की जनता के स्वास्थ्य की बात है। ये दिल्ली की बात नहीं है, पूरे नॉर्दर्न इंडिया की बात है और बहुत
सेठी जी, वो सब मुझे पता है। मैं आपसे पूछ रही हूँ, मैंने आपसे सवाल पूछा है डायरेक्ट। पूरे साल क्यों नहीं कुछ काम करते? नवंबर में आके क्यों इमरजेंसी मीटिंग्स करनी होती है आम आदमी पार्टी को?
नहीं, जो सिर्फ आम आदमी पार्टी है जो विंटर एक्शन प्लान और समर एक्शन प्लान के ऊपर सारा साल काम करती है, लेकिन सेंट्रल सरकार काम नहीं करती। मैं इसके ऊपर कोई राजनीति करना नहीं चाहता और राजनीति करना बहुत छोटी बात है। अगर हम नेशनल टीवी पर बैठे हैं, ये हम सबकी स्वास्थ्य का मामला है, चाहे कोई आम आदमी पार्टी को बिलोंग करता है, चाहे कांग्रेस को, चाहे भारतीय जनता पार्टी को।
राजनीति तो आपके लोगों ने कर दी है ना,
किसी को छोड़ेगा नहीं। इसलिए हम
राजनीति तो आप लोगों के लोगों ने कर दी है। बोल दिया कि उत्तर प्रदेश के जनरेटर सेट हैं और डीजल वाली बसेस हैं जो पोल्यूट कर रही हैं दिल्ली को। खुद जो पोल्यूशन दिल्ली में गाड़ियों की वजह से हो रहा है वो नहीं दिखता। जो पराली जलती है पंजाब में वो नहीं दिखती। क्या बात कर रहे हैं? पूरे साल कुछ काम करते नहीं है, फिर नवंबर में जग के इमरजेंसी मीटिंग करते हैं, जिसको कहते हैं काना फुर्ती। नियोमा गुप्ता, हाँ नहीं, पराली के बारे में मैं बात करूंगी, बाद में बात करूंगी, क्योंकि पराली इज नॉट द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट इशू. This is, this is all side tracking. Parali is not even the main issue, ladies and gentlemen. I'll come to that in just a bit. But Nioma Gupta, I want to ask you as well. Is it only the Delhi government and the Aam Aadmi Party government's responsibility to ensure that the capital of this country has clean air? For example, we do have an environment minister in this country. His name is Bhupinder Yadav. है ना? Where is he? In Madhya Pradesh campaigning.
I can't hear you. What?
तो उनका कोई दायित्व नहीं है. He doesn't have any responsibility. So he can happily go campaign in Madhya Pradesh and breathe in the clean air while Delhi chokes.
There are abundant guidelines given by the central government to all the governments on how to combat pollution. There are even subsidies and money deployed in terms of like how to deal with parali at a very sub level. So please don't go to that step by saying that there is no involvement by the center, because the center can give guidelines. It's up to you to be receptive to the guidelines or resist the guidelines. Okay. When it comes to, when you said that, parali or stubble burning, whichever terminology used, is not substantially the part of pollution. Unfortunately, today it's one of the biggest problems of pollution. We are seeing over 3,200 cases in Punjab. In fact, so sadly, I saw a farmer's point of view saying that we don't have an alternative in Punjab to stubble burning because we've not been educated or we've not been given an option of how to deal with the problem. When it comes to them blaming Haryana or other states, challans have been issued. You see the comparative index. Okay, one doesn't want to see it as a Delhi.
Are you seriously telling me?
I'm sorry. Can I just finish? Sorry.
No, Nioma Gupta, are you seriously? Can I just interject here? Can I just interject here and ask you, do you seriously believe citizens of North India and Delhi to believe what you're saying when you say center ने तो guideline issue कर दी, अब इनका काम है whether they are receptive to it or not? अरे भैया, he's the environment minister of this country. He also resides in this city. The prime minister of this country resides in this city.
Listen, forget about
what you need to do is in the month of September, get all the states together, Delhi together, Uttar Pradesh together, Rajasthan, Haryana, call them to Delhi, get them in a room and let them speak to each other. Do we see that sort of initiative from the center? No, we don't. All we see from the BJP when November begins is finger pointing.
Now may I talk?
Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you. When you have a problem to combat, you have to do specific hits for it. When they told them about the buses and all which were coming in from interstate adding to the pollution, all that was stopped after the notification of 19th October from 1st till 1st of November. When Haryana was brought under attention that there was a lot of pollution coming from stubble burning, the state was ceasefire in terms of, I'm telling you honestly, about 940 challans were issued. Violators were facing consequences. Steps are being taken. Please don't raise your eyebrows. I'm talking to you as a Delhiite more than a political person. Pollution is affecting my lungs as perhaps anybody else.
If steps are being taken, why do things not change in this city?
Time and time said it again. There is data available from the central government when they wanted the real apportionment study, and they said that is a key factor for a scientific step. There was a study done in 2020. At that time, why don't they access data and take charge when it's available to them? Why don't they increase the forest cover? Why don't they work on the green cover?
That data is already available. The government of India is giving us that data every day.
Data is access to me as a citizen.
Actually, the government of India is giving us that data every day. So that data is available, to be fair. Vimlendu Jha, would you want to come in here? The conversation doesn't change. Yeah. Okay, you're saying that the Aam Aadmi Party is not interested in solving the problem. I understand.
There is a lack of
Vimlendu Jha,
initiative
I mean, would you want to come in here and... Yeah, okay. Okay, let's just get in Vimlendu here as well. Vimlendu, anything you've heard the politicians, and it's not just them, of course, they're representing their respective parties, and we can hardly hold a grudge against them. But you've heard from politicians through the day today, through the day yesterday as well. Pretty amazing that, the more things change, the more they remain the same.
not just through the day and through last couple of days, but through the years, we've seen the goalposts keep changing depending on whose government is in power in which particular state. So the same Aam Aadmi Party for years together really blamed Punjab, and wrongly so actually, which of course we will talk about it later, Punjab for all the Delhi's mess. And today it is actually blaming Uttar Pradesh and Haryana, and central government right now, the representative of the central government or the BJP, very conveniently says that the idea of governance or the definition of governance in her head or as per her interpretation is actually passing guidelines and that's about it, or providing with data and that's about it. You know, when we say it's a regional problem, it's everybody's responsibility and the big brother central government's responsibility too, as you rightly said. And you and I have had this discussion for several years together, that why do we only wake up during this pollution festival, or the government really gets into, you know, when after 7 days of severe air, suddenly the Chief Minister of Delhi thinks of having a high-level meeting. Give me a low-level meeting in the month of August or through the year, rather than this facade of a high-level meeting. And what comes out of it is an odd-even reactive scheme, which through data also says that not more than at best can reduce pollution by 3% if it's really, really implemented. And similarly, the other schemes. Central government doesn't even have that. Central government's is like, you know, well, let's pull Aam Aadmi Party up on this, be it Punjab or be it Delhi in that sense. You know, really sad, Shreya. I'm sure you were feeling unwell 3 days ago that I was talking to you. I've been unwell last 2 days, and every household has a running nose or a migraine or an itching throat, and many of them are actually in the ICU. So a lot of doctors have come on your channel and otherwise and saying that the number of cases with pulmonological disorders or pulmonological emergency has increased in Delhi. And despite that, what did we hear? Nothing from the Environment Minister of India, the union government, nothing from Haryana and Uttar Pradesh, and fake and all kinds of lies from Delhi government as well. This is real travesty. This is really, really sad. You know, there's no sense of anger also that I have over years. Imagine 2016, Shreya, is when they implemented odd even, and they have not been able to be more innovative, or that is what they define their governance as. The first time the Delhi schools were shut were in 2016. It's been 7 years, and still the only solution that they have to Delhi's air crisis is shut down or put the onus of pollution control on the citizens by switch on your car or switch off your car or completely shut down your car. Lockdown is not a solution. By the way, all the studies, be it IIT Kanpur study, IIT Kharagpur study, or many other studies, clearly has given us the emission inventory. Nobody has done anything about it. Imagine the Supreme Court asked for several years that there should be 10,000 buses. They have, you know, there is political will to do all kinds of yatras and all kinds of things, but we still don't have 10,000 buses in Delhi. Delhi chops, kills, or, you know, destroys 5 trees every hour. So when you have all that data staring at you, then imagine if farm fires have gone down by 50%, and if still the air quality index of Delhi is severe for straight 7 days, when we are not even, we haven't even come close to Diwali, that means there's something amiss. Something large that is amiss in the region,
it's not just
in
farm
Delhi,
fires.
urbanization.
It's not, you know, I'll just pause for a minute, because it's not just farm fires that have gone down. And data tells us that farm fires have actually gone down, Vimlendu. But yeah, no, data tells us that farm fires in Punjab have gone down, and farm fires in Punjab have gone down. It's not just farm fires. Delhi's economic survey for this year is also telling us that registered vehicles in Delhi have gone down by 35%. Now, if the number of vehicles since last year to this year has gone down by 35% because of the fact that, petrol vehicles above the age of 10 and diesel vehicles above the age of 15 or vice versa cannot ply on the roads. If the number of vehicles in Delhi are down by 35%, and if the farm fires in Punjab are down as well, where is pollution in Delhi coming from? एक बात बताइए परविंदर जी, ये बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग बात है, और ये मेरे को विमलेंदु ने जो बोला उससे करेक्ट. परविंदर जी, ये बताइए, ये विमलेंदु ने अभी बात बोली, और उसको
whatever that we lost on COVID, we are catching up last 1.5 years. whatever that we were not able to, the development, the space at which, we all fancy these fancy roads and fancy infrastructure and auditoriums. Reality is that Delhi is under construction or Delhi is under destruction.
Today, the Mumbai High Court has actually stepped in and said no construction will take place. Ek minute, Parvinder ji. The Mumbai High Court today has stepped in and banned all construction activity because they are saying that the health of the citizen is much more important than development work. Mumbai, which is not even as bad as Delhi, is doing it. This is the Mumbai High Court that is doing it. Why didn't Delhi wake up in time to ensure that we do not face the sort of apocalypse that we are facing today? Parvinder ji, आपसे एक सवाल है. बहुत ये पराली की बहुत बात होती है. Again, I'm saying parali is an episodic issue. वो नवंबर के महीने में रहती है, 20 दिन रहती है. मैं आपसे पूछना चाहती हूँ, parali is the main reason for Delhi's pollution when the Congress is in power in Punjab. Suddenly, when the Aam Aadmi Party is in power in Punjab, BJP ruled Uttar Pradesh is now responsible for Delhi's issues. मतलब इतनी हिपोक्रेसी भी मत दिखाइए ना, जनता बेवकूफ नहीं है.
नहीं देखिए नहीं देखिए, इसके ऊपर राजनीति नहीं. पराली इज वन ऑफ द रीजंस. जो पोल्यूशन है उसकी रीजन व्हीकल पोल्यूशन है, कंस्ट्रक्शन है, इंडस्ट्रियल पोल्यूशन है. और आप देखें ना, पंजाब यहाँ से 300 किलोमीटर है. हरियाणा के अंदर जो ईंटों के 2000 भट्टे हैं उसका पोल्यूशन आ रहा है. जो 3000 कारखाने हैं उसका पोल्यूशन आ रहा है. जो बसेस हैं डीजल की, जो कमर्शियल व्हीकल्स हैं उनका पोल्यूशन आ रहा है. हरियाणा से आ रहा है, यूपी से आ रहा है. देखिए, हमें कोर रीजन को एड्रेस करना पड़ेगा. अगर हम एक दूसरे के ऊपर आरोप प्रत्यारोप करेंगे तो हम
कितना टाइम चाहिए?
नहीं कर सकते. ये
8 साल से तो आप ही की सरकार है.
नहीं, ये देखिए,
नहीं, हर साल की बात है तो दिस इज अ शेम फॉर यू. हर साल की बात है, देन इट इज अ शेम फॉर यू. आप कह रहे हैं दैट वी हैव टू एड्रेस द रूट कॉज. हाउ मच टाइम विल यू टेक टू एड्रेस द रूट कॉज? अनदर 80 years. ये भी तो देखिए ना परविंदर जी, सब देख रहे हैं क्या हो रहा है.
बहुत सारी चीजें हैं.
इमरजेंसी मीटिंग्स ऑन द 5th day of Delhi's air quality being severe.
नहीं, ये हर साल की बात है. सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के साथ कोऑर्डिनेशन के बिना बहुत सारी बातें नहीं हो सकती. आप इस बात को समझिए. जो यहाँ के ओवर पॉपुलेटेड दिल्ली है उसके अंदर जितनी इंडस्ट्रीज हैं, जो पोल्यूशन इंडस्ट्रीज हैं, उनको दिल्ली से बाहर ले जाना पड़ेगा. व्हीकल पोल्यूशन को कंट्रोल करना पड़ेगा. जो हरियाणा और राजस्थान के अंदर जो इंडस्ट्रीज लगी हैं पोल्यूशन वाली, वो उसका पोल्यूशन है. जो ईंटों के भट्टे हैं उसके धुएं का पोल्यूशन है. ये सारी कलेक्टिव चीजें हैं बहुत सारी, जिसके साथ पोल्यूशन एक चरम सीमा पर पहुंच जाता है. हमें उन सबको छोटी राजनीति को छोड़कर सबकी एक कलेक्टिव जिम्मेदारी है.
Okay, collective zimmedari, but for 8 years I have been hearing collective zimmedari. I have not seen any collective action. Kanak Gupta, everyone talks of collective zimmedari, collective responsibility, but we never see collective action. I want to ask you, what do you think is failing citizens of Delhi and North India? Again, as I've said, Delhi is not even the most polluted city in the country right now. A city called Bhiwandi in Rajasthan is. And if you look at the data that the government itself is giving us, it will tell you that there are cities in Haryana, in Punjab and in Rajasthan and in Uttar Pradesh that are as polluted as Delhi right now. So is it a geographic curse that ails Delhi, or do you think it's I don't know, political apathy will be too mild a word. I don't know what to call it, but you understand my question.
Yeah, so this is a health emergency. This is not a political problem. This is first thing that we need to understand. This is a health emergency. I think what's lacking is political will. And I think we've been talking about this, Shreya, on your show and various shows for the last 7 years. As someone pointed out, first time the school shutdown was in 2016. And we still have the same solution. No, I'm sorry. There's one more solution. There was a smog tower, which was absolutely unscientific and installed in various parts of our cities, which did not curb any pollution. Why are we not listening to sane scientific advice and trying to curb this menace? We are not talking to each other. On your show, for the last many years, I have offered, I'll be happy to mediate a conversation between political parties, but obviously I'm inconsequential because I am the common man who's suffering. so no one is going to listen to me. But I'm not giving up on it. I really hope that there will be sensitization towards the issues with the general public as well, because we want to ask these questions to the politicians. Why aren't they working towards it all year round? Why are we not trying to look at curbing construction dust? Why aren't we looking at vehicular pollution? Why does Parali become an issue right now? Why are we not looking at it in the past? Why is maize not being questioned? Why are we not educating our farmers as to how they can better treat? Why aren't we giving them some facilities? These are the things we'll not talk about. But what will we talk about? We'll talk about as to how which political party is more responsible. And these politicians, Shreya, will talk to each other only on your show. They will not talk to each other otherwise. They will not do planning. And that's the biggest pain point for me as a citizen. When I see my daughter suffer, when she cannot go out to play, when she cannot sing, practice her music, those are the issues that bother. When she cannot go to school and the school is helpless. I run schools and I can see as to how many students, how many parents feel helpless when they see their kids suffering with health issues. So this is not a political problem. This is a national health emergency. We need to collaborate and act on it now. All the heavy lifting is done by our courts. The court said that you are responsible for all this mess. You have forced the people of Delhi to live in gas chambers, but it did not affect anyone else. They heard it, everyone nodded and moved along. We need to develop environmentality, but unfortunately, everyone's just looking at vote bank politics. I think that's the biggest problem for us as a nation, where we're not looking at it as a problem. We are looking at it as stopgap arrangements. We'll do odd even, batti jalao, batti bujhao, something like that. We will talk about smog towers. We'll put on masks all over again, but we will not do any problem solution all the year round. That's the biggest problem. That's the biggest irony of the whole situation.
Kanak, essentially it is, Delhi is in denial. I always feel Delhi is in denial. And this is death due to inaction. I know Vimlendu keeps saying that the onus on cleaning up Delhi is not on its citizens. It is on its citizens as well, because the very citizens who are sitting at home or walking out with masks or sitting at home coughing or, talking about the migraine that they have or their children having an asthmatic bout are the same people who will go out and burn Diwali ka crackers. And if you stop them citing the court order, you'll be told you are anti-Hindu. Problem to wahan bhi hai na, Kanak.
But it's very interesting that, every year, this year Diwali is slightly delayed. So every year, Diwali gets into the limelight with the pollution season. It's very interesting that pollution has come into eyes way before Diwali, and we are facing health issues right now. I think this is why I really always advocate that we need to educate people. We need to sensitize. Because वो philosophy ही नहीं है हमारे system में नहीं है that pollution is a health issue. हमें लगता है that pollution is because of industrialization, and there's always this debate of development versus environment. And I think both can coexist, but there has to be planning. There has to be proper procedures laid out. We cannot turn a blind eye in the month of May, June, and then say that, November aane do, us samay high level meetings karenge, and then we will show our power by making sure that all the citizens stay at their houses, the kids don't go to school. This is going to be a big problem. The sensitization is missing. The sensitivity is missing. We do not have something what we call environmentality. We need to develop environmentality, conscious living. We need to understand sustainability. I say this, Shreya, all the time. If sustainability is not on top of your agenda today, please make sure that it's on top of your agenda. The whole country needs to do that.
My problem also is that our public memory is short. Of course, the government needs to step in and do what they need to. And all stakeholders need to get into a room and talk. And we need to see Bhupinder Singh in Delhi and not in Madhya Pradesh. He's, after all, India's environment minister. And we need the chief minister of Delhi to do press conferences on things that are actually mattering to the people of Delhi and not on random things like he has done today. My problem also is that people in the city, people in India actually have very short memories, very short memories. And we do not hold our politicians accountable. Come election, will pollution be a mudda at all? No, it will be forgotten. By the end of November, as soon as December begins, the entire issue of pollution will be forgotten by the citizens of North India and by their politicians. politicians as well. We'll leave it there, ladies and gentlemen, for the moment. Thank you very much for joining me. I know we'll have these discussions right up till Diwali and possibly post-Diwali as well. Nirma Gupta, thank you very much. Good to have you on the show. Please ask Bhupinder Singh to come back, Bhupinder Yadav to come back to Delhi and smell the coffee, smell the air. Thank you very much. Parvinder Sethi, thank you. Thank you very much, Kanak Gupta, and thank you, Vimlendu Jha, for joining us. A new idea that has cropped up is cloud seeding, ladies and gentlemen. It was something that was used during the Beijing Olympics. Do you remember that, when they wanted to clean up their air? Now, that is something that the government of Delhi is actually looking at, and the person they are looking at to do that, to curb pollution levels in Delhi, is Professor Manindra Agarwal. He's professor at IIT Kanpur. He's joining us on the broadcast. Professor, thank you very much. We've seen cloud seeding and artificial rain being induced in the Beijing Olympics, and it did bring down pollution successfully. Is that a viable solution for Delhi?
It's a temporary solution because when you do seeding and you need clouds in order to do that, it can bring down the pollution level substantially, but until the sources are controlled, the pollution will rise again.
In that case, can I ask you, if the Delhi government asks you right now to do cloud seeding, will you be in a position to do so in the next 24 to 48 hours? Will it be possible?
It will not be possible for the simple reason that over the next 72 hours, Delhi will have no clouds.
Okay, for the next 72 hours, if Delhi doesn't have clouds, how will you do any sort of air seeding? How will you ensure that there is artificial rain? That's a good point. Could you help make our viewers understand the science behind cloud seeding and why clouds are needed for cloud seeding? I know it sounds obvious, but please do explain that to our viewers.
Okay, sure. So what we do in the cloud seeding is that we spray a mixture of salts or various kind of salts into the clouds. And it's the mixture that I'm talking about is ground very fine. So each salt particle is a few micrometers in diameter. When it goes into the cloud needs to have certain amount of moisture in it. So then the water starts condensing around each of these particles. And once it condenses, then the whole droplet becomes weighty and then it falls by gravity, and that's how it rains. So therefore, a precondition for doing cloud seeding is presence of clouds with a reasonable amount of moisture in them.
Has the Delhi government or the central government approached you for cloud seeding over the national capital?
Yes, we have been approached, and we have developed a proposal. We actually, CII, that is Confederation of Indian Industry, had approached us a couple of months ago for this. We have been having a discussion with them, and CII is coordinating now with the Delhi government and central government both to make it happen.
Okay, but for the next 72 hours, even if everything works out, in the next 72 hours, it will not be possible because there are no clouds over the national capital over the next 72 hours. Thank you very much for joining us, Professor Agarwal, here on Mirror Now. Thank you very much indeed. On that note, ladies and gentlemen,